and welcome back to the next lesson. If not, then we'll go ahead and pray. Okay. Let's all pray together. In the name of the Father and Son and Holy Spirit, one God in heaven, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Through Christ Jesus our Lord, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. In the Father and Son and Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay. Well, welcome back again, everybody, and thanks for and for doing that on the last homework assignment. But before we get started on the new lesson, what we can do, and then okay. I'm sorry, I may have cut off for a few seconds, but I'm back now. Okay. We're going to go over the last homework assignment and go over the answers. And if you have any questions, please send them in so we can go through it. Up here, and if you don't see the screen while I'm talking, please send us some notices to know that it's not being displayed properly. But if it is, then we'll go through it. Okay. So we should be seeing the whole screen here, so I'm going to pull up the homework assignment. So hopefully everybody can see this. Again, if you don't see it, please send us some in the question box. Let us know that it's not appearing properly. Personal pronouns, which, remember, the pronouns are words that take the place of the noun. And basically it's like I, you, he, she, it, we, they. It's basically what the pronouns are. So the homework assignment was basically to translate these sentences here in English. So it was not too difficult. Most people did very good on it, actually. So I'm glad about that. So the first sentence, we'll read this together. Enthof pe pi elo. Enthof is the personal pronoun, means he. Pe, remember, means is. It's kind of the connector that he was calling it. And then P, the definite masculine article, and elo, the boy. So he is the boy. The next one, it's most of the same words except we're using the indefinite article instead of the definite article. So enthof, u, singular, the singular, the indefinite article, u, elo, boy. And then pe, meaning is. So he, a boy, is. Or basically in English, he is a boy. Okay, same thing, but now we're going with the third person singular feminine. Enthos, she. Same thing, but the feminine. Te, ti eshimi, ti, the eshimi, woman. She is the woman. U eshimi te. Enthos eshimi te. She is a woman. Okay, now we're going to use the second person masculine. Enthok, pe, pi, son. You, brother. Enthok, meaning you, again, the personal pronoun you. And again, same thing, we're just going to use the indefinite article instead of the definite article. U, son, pe. You, a brother, are. You are a brother in English. Entho, te, ti, soni. You, feminine. Remember the second person singular feminine now. Info, te, are, ti, the, soni, a sister. You are the sister. Info, you, and again, same thing, we're just switching to use the indefinite article. You, a sister, are. Info, usonite. You, a sister, are. You are a sister. The next one, let me fix this. Typos here. Singular, plural, first person plural pronoun. Anon, meaning we. And again, the definite article. Han, esneio, ne. So we, some brothers or brethren, we, some brothers are. So when you're going to put it in English, it has to make sense. So we are some brothers, or we are brothers, or we are brethren. You don't have to put in the some of the is 100% okay. But if you put some, that's fine as well. Infoten, second person plural. Infoten meaning you plural. And same thing, han, shiri, ne. You, such, again, we're going to have you are some sons, or you are sons. Remember, if this was like, let's say these ones had the definite articles, for example, this one, it would say like, anon, ne, ni esneio. We are the brothers. If the word order switches, just like all of the above ones. And over here would be infoten ne nishiri, for example. Down here we have infa'u, the third person plural pronoun. They, ne, are, ni, the, and hiomi. Remember, it's the irregular form of the noun is himi, or meaning woman or women. So they are the women. And the last one, again, we'll use the indefinite article, infa'u, han, hiomi, ne. They, some women are. They are women, or they are some women. So that's just to review the homework there. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear. I know there was a couple of people in the homework assignment. They didn't realize that you can that te or ne, or it can mean is or are also. I think that a couple of people were a little bit confused. Is or are. It's just, again, it's not specifically just is, and it's not technically does that go over any of those questions. I know there's a little bit of a delay, so we'll give you guys a few seconds, and then I'll get a couple things ready so we can start reviewing today's homework assignment. Okay, so hopefully you can still see my screen here for today's homework. Possessive adjectives. So they basically call them adjectives because they're, adjectives describe. It's a little bit. We're talking about possessive adjectives in the sense that these prefix to the noun, and they describe a certain kind of possessive nature of it. And I'm going to go back to my table. If you remember from last time, we said almost everything in Coptic is going to fit into this table pattern. We've got the singular group and plural person. And remember the second person and third person, singulars, there's a masculine and feminine form. So same thing with these possessive adjectives. They're going to follow the exact same pattern. And like I say, and I'll probably keep repeating over and over and over again, is almost everything is going to fall into this category of these 6 boxes, or if you want to consider them 8 boxes. So let's start with the masculine. And we can pick a word here. I'm just going to randomly open the book here and let's pick a noun that we can use. So we learned about cash last time. So let's just use cash as an example. Which, remember, cash means a reed, or we can kind of substitute it into modern day like a pencil or pen or something. So pa means my, and then cash. So I'll write it up here. So the first person, we can see it's going to mean my. The second person means either, again, masculine, and the third person is going to be his or her, depending on which one we use. Plural is going to be the second person for yours, the person for there. So pa, cash, means my reed or my pen or my pencil. Pick, remember, it's going to be your. So pick is the masculine one. So your cash, your pencil. And it's linked to it. So remember, there's the cap is there because this is it's linked to it. Pick, cash, your, fish, his pencil. This cash, our pencil. Pitten, cash, your pencil, plural. And these are singular too, so we're talking about one pencil. If we're talking about multiple pencils, we're going to see later on down here, we're going to be using the plural form. Okay, one pencil here. And then pool, cash, their pencil. One thing to notice is kind of like we're going to see this P always is going to be the masculine. The letter T is going to be the feminine. The letter ne is going to be the plural. So just like pi, ti, ne, pi, tai, nai that we took before, it's the same thing. So we don't have to really learn anything different for those one feminine and plural. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, again, please share them with us, and we'll go on. We'll review some of the feminine ones. It's going to be the exact same thing again, but let's find. Let's use the word, for example, Sony. So first person singular, ta, Sony. Everyone knows this. It means what? My sister. That's what we call everyone's wife. That's what we call her. Sonia, my sister. Dick, Sony. Your sister. And again, the your, you're talking to someone who's a male. So it's masculine. Your sister. This corresponds to this. So if this is a feminine noun, then we're going to use the feminine prefix here. If it's a masculine word, like this, we're going to use the masculine prefixes. And if it's plural, we're going to use the plural prefix. So this, T, or Tav, corresponds to Sony. And this is the person that's being spoken of. So in this case, Ta, Sony, my sister. Tik, Sony, your sister. Te, Sony, your sister, but you're speaking to a female. Te, Sony. Tif, Sony, his sister. This, so I put a hyphen there, but there technically is not a hyphen, but just to show that these are two letters. Tis, Sony, her sister. Tin, Sony, our sister. Titin, Sony, your, plural, this is a plural, your sister. Tu, Sony, their sister. T-H-E-R, their sister. So that's why they call it possessive, because it's mine, yours, his, hers, etc. So it's possessive.
Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Hey, Joe. Can you go to the adjust bandwidth setting? It's right next to your. You have the mute button, and then you have the video mute button, and then you have like the. It looks like a signal, like a telephone signal, cell phone signal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you click on it and hit disable HD?
Oh, okay. It's not working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that should be better.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
Was it? Is there anything that I need to review, or that didn't come out clearly, or?
No. I mean, so far we haven't got any questions, but I think it'll help because it is cutting out a little bit.
It is, okay. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so if you have any questions, especially if it was cutting out or something, please let me know. So let's just kind of review this last one again. Ta Sony, Tik Sony, Te Sony. So we're not going to say Tis Oni, but we're going to say Te Sony. Okay, the pause is right here. Te Sony, Tif Sony, Tis Sony, Tin Sony, our sister, Titin Sony, your sister, and Tu Sony, their sister. Okay, so let's go to the plurals. The list of what LO means. It means young people or children, basically. So remember again the same thing. Possessive adjective. So na LOE. Na LOE means my children. Nick LOE. Nick is your children. Again, this is plural, but it's your, like talking to a male. Ne LOE, talking to one female. You're saying your children. Are being noisy or something. Ne LOE. Onishi teto ismi. Your children are being too noisy. Nif LOE, children. So remember, the plural is corresponding to this. Because remember, we're in the singular category, so we're only talking to one person, but they have several objects possessed. In this case, it's the children. Nif LOE. Nis LOE, her children. Nin LOE, our children. So now it's our, like maybe husband and wife, for example, talking about their children. So nin LOE, nitin LOE, your children. plural, and noon. So remember, so the key points here are, remember the P, or the P for the masculine, the tav for the feminine, and the ne for the plural. And then we have to remember this pattern: pa, pick, pih, pif, pis, pin, pithin, pu. Okay, now the next one is going to be the exact same thing, but we're just going to change the first letter. Ta, tick, tih, tif, tis, tin, titin, tu. And it's important to actually things. It's not as hard as it sounds, because you don't have to memorize 30 different things, but you memorize like these few things and just change the first letter. And the reason it's important to memorize it, because, like I said, everything else is going to keep flowing from the same exact patterns. So, like I was telling you guys before, these may seem like a lot of complex stuff right now, but when you see it over and over again every single week, the same pattern, and all we're going to do for different verb tenses is we're going to change this, for example, and then everything else is going to be the same. So that's what's really down point. And then we're just going to change this prefix for all sorts of different stuff. This table here is going to be how 90% of the things we study are going to fit into this pattern over and over again. So I'm going to keep kind of repeating it over and over again, because it's important to get this pattern down. And the earlier the better. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our lesson here. So we went through the possessive adjectives. Remember, they're connected to the noun. We had the masculine, feminine, and plural. And before we move on to the next part, I've got one of my books here. I'm just going to pull some random, and we'll break them down so that we can just have some examples here. Let me stop here 1 second. Okay. So I'm just going to go to this page here, and we're just going to take some different examples of not only the possessive adjectives, but I've got the reading from the Gospel according to St. Matthew opened up here, and I'm just going to go through and I'm going to pick out some words so that we can review them and see what we've learned so far. Okay, so I'm reading here, and the first word that should be pretty recognizable is u. Before I tell you what it is, okay? Everyone try to say it out loud. I'll give you a few seconds. U angelos. U angelos. Okay, remember, so what do we have here? The singular indefinite article. And then we have this here is the noun. For those of you that are still kind of learning to read Coptic, we have a double gamma. This is a little more kind of a classic type font here for you, because it looks a little bit different. Let's see. This one may look a little bit more familiar to some people. So u angelos. Remember, when you have the double gamma, the first one is pronounced as an N. U angelos. So what does u angelos mean? An angel. It's easy. Angelos is technically, what it is a Greek word for messenger. So an angel is really a messenger of God in particular. So, but we just say angel in English, an angel. Okay. That's like where you get the word, like evangelion, for example, just kind of on a, Evangelion. So Ev is like the Greek prefix meaning good, and Angelion is comes from angel or message. So Evangelion, that's where we get the term. The Bible is the good book or the good message. Evangelion. That's just kind of a side note. It's not really pertaining much what we said, but Angelus by the way just means messenger. Okay. This gospel reading Matthew again, and I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna find another word that we may be familiar with. Okay. Let's see. So the next word, so it should be pretty easy. We know that's when we just reviewed what Elohim means, but remember El is the singular. So P Elo. So what is?
Hey Joe. Hey Joe, sorry to interrupt. Can you reshare your screen?
Oh, did it drop out? I'm sorry. Okay.
I think so.
I'll try it again. Sorry. Okay. Do you know what part it dropped out on? Or hopefully it should be shared again. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. It dropped out.
It was stuck on the Tassoni table, the table that had Tassoni and.
Oh, really? So missed missed a lot of stuff. Okay. Let me just go through it here for a few minutes. Sorry about that. The technology glitches here. Okay.
I don't see anything yet.
So, is it not showing up?
Okay.
Is the screen being shared, Tony, or no?
Yeah. Well, but it's still black.
Okay.
For some reason, it's black. I don't know why.
This got a
Like when I.
into your presentation.
When I put the box on you, it.
Still not showing up.
No.
Let me see. Maybe I can try to move here and see if it works.
Let me.
Okay. So let's see if is it working at all now, Tony? Or?
Joe, which Coptic reading is it? And I can just try to share my screen.
Well, I was just typing on there, but it's basically Matthew 2.
Matthew 2. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen then. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so again, sorry about all the computer glitches, but we can go over some of the words here. We're just going to go through the reading and pick out some words that we may recognize again. So let's go to uh, the next word here. Ni ehou. Ehou is a word that means day. So when we look at the prefix here, ni we learned is what the plural definite article. So it means the, but it's plural. So the days. Okay, so let's continue on to the reading. Here's the next word that we took. Ep uru. Uru, remember, means king. So that's why we have the masculine definite article prefix to it. Ep uru, the king. Okay, let's continue on. The next word that we're going to find that we may recognize one of the articles is on magos. Magos means the magi, or the wise men. And prefix to it, we have han magos. Han, remember, is the indefinite plural article. So it's talking about the wise men as opposed to the wise man. If it was magos, then it would be just the wise man. But now we're talking about the wise men, or the magi. So it's plural. So if you're translating, you can say some wise men, or like over here you see they didn't say some wise men, they said wise men and made it plural. So that's fine. Yeah. Let's see. Well, let's go to the next page, Tony. Okay. I can't see the very top of the screen here, but we'll go down to a little bit further down. Let's see. Let's take this word, pif, seal. Let's ignore the E in the front, but let's go to pif, seal. So seal means scar. Pif, we just learned, is the third person masculine singular possessive adjective. So it means his scar. His scar. So we look over there on the left side, you can see it's translated his scar. Okay. Let's go to the next page if we can, Tony. Okay, let's go to the word ni, soch, up towards the top there. Ni, soch. Soch, it's comes from the word ischai, meaning to write. So soch is a person who writes, or we have it translated as a scribe. So ni, soch, ni is what we took that as the plural definite article. So ni, soch, the scribes. The scribes. Okay. The next word that we might recognize is Laos. Laos is a Greek word meaning like a people or nations. So Laos, actually more like people. And prefix to it we have P, which is the definite article. P, Laos, the people. Okay, and let's keep going. The next one we find, we'll skip the Christos because we all know what that means. So it's the Christ. Let's go to انثأوا, which we took. And so everyone think of what this is. This is the plural, third person, personal pronoun. They. انثأوا. They. They. انثأوا. Okay, good. Let's go, keep going. So, T, Judea. Judea is Judea. T is the feminine article, the feminine definite article, singular. T, Judea, so it means the Judea. So in Bethlehem of the Judea, but in English it doesn't make sense to say in Bethlehem of the Judea, but just in Coptic that's technically what it means. The next word, pi, riti, the singular masculine possessive adjective, pi, riti. Riti means like in like a manner or a way. Pi riti, so it means in this manner or in this way. So you can see in the translation here it says, for thus it is written. So you can think of it for in this manner it is written, or in this way it is written. Pi riti. Like when the priest says "Periti on tike," like likewise, or in this manner. Also, on another tangent, I like to get off on tangents, but when we say in Arabic, we say something like "kida bardo." Bardo is actually where it comes from "Periti on," in this way also. And you'll find some things in Arabic where some Coptic kind of stuck, and they'll say the Arabic and then say the Coptic right after it. Like keda bardo, so keda means like this, and then bardo means fariti on it, and like this also. So keda bardo, it's like you're saying the same thing twice in two different languages without really knowing it. Same thing, it's kind of like when we say things like Delwati and stuff like that. Like it really comes from Thai and Mathai. But anyway, we'll go into that kind of stuff later. Okay, so let's go down to the word on the bottom here. P, prophetis. Prophetis means prophet, so it's pretty easy. That's a Greek word. And we have prefix to it, the masculine definite article. The prophet. Okay. So hopefully everyone's still seeing all these words that we're going over. If you're not seeing it, again, please send us a message so we can try to fix it. But if we can go to the next page, Tony. Okay, good. So the very top is cut off on my screen here, but let's go to this word right here, info. I think it's on the third line, from what I can tell. Info. We studied that. That's everyone try to remember where it fits in that table. Info is the second person singular feminine personal pronoun. Info, meaning you, feminine. Koji, another word we might recognize. And really, I'm giving you guys a little bit of the grammar, which you don't have to learn all these words now, but really I just want you to focus on the articles and the pronouns, etc., like we've taken before, or like we've studied before. Koji. Koji means little or small. Means singular. And let's keep going to another word, okay. Nimet higemon, that's a little bit long, let's skip that one for now, but it basically has ni as the plural definite article. Let's go back down to the very bottom. Pa, Laos, Pa, Laos. Laos again means people, and Pa, and we just took that today. It's the possessive adjective, but which one is it? Try to remember from the table. Pa, Laos. It's the first person singular, my people. My people. So you can see it's exactly how it's translated over to my people. And then the last one, the abbreviation for Israel, P, Israel, the Israel or Israel. Okay. Now let's do maybe we can do a couple more pages here just to kind of try to reinforce some of the things we learned. So let's go to the next page. And you can see already that we're going through the Bible reading, and there's probably a lot of stuff you can already start to recognize just from the first few lessons that we took. So it's, hopefully it's kind of, it's reinforcing some of the things that we learned, and it's kind of continues to spark everybody's interest in really learning and reinforcing Coptic. Okay, let's go to the second line, it looks like, where it says "ni magos." We're going to ignore the E in the beginning, but it says "ni magos." Magos, again, as we took as the wise men or magi, and because it has the plural and definite article, we know that magos is plural. The wise men. The wise men. Okay, let's go to the next word, and I'll show you. You can actually see the two words on top of each other that can be, if you say the words, they might be pronounced similarly. P-seo and P-seo. P-seo and P-seo. So you see those two there? P-seo, the top one. P-seo. Seo means like time. Paiseo means that at this time or right now. So Piseo means the time. Seo means star. This means the star, just like we took a few pages ago. So once we get to learn more of these vocabulary words, you'll see that a lot of these words come up a lot. So we'll get used to it. But again, the main thing again, we just want to keep learning, the articles and the adjectives and the pronouns for now, because you can see that these come up over and over and over and over and over again in Coptic. And any of the vocabulary words, you can always look that up in dictionaries and things until we memorize them. But if we can get the basics of just the grammar, that really makes everything else a lot easier too. Okay, let's do one more page, and we'll see what we can find on the next page. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we've got this word again, pi'alo. We took this a little while ago. Alo means the young child, like it says over here, or the boy. Well, we know it's the boy because it's got P prefix to it, which is the masculine definite article. So pi'alo means the boy or the young child, the young male child. Okay. Well, I had one thing on that page, so let's go to the next one if we could. Okay, so we've got several things here. So we took this word earlier. Hopefully everybody knows what this word means. Ep uru. We learned it a while ago. Remember ep uru? Uru is what? King. Ep uru means the king. P seal. We just took a while ago. Seal means star. P seal, the star. Okay, down up towards the bottom we have P ma. P ma. Ma means place. P ma means the place. Ignore the may in the beginning. That's something we'll get into that later. We're just going to learn to go over the articles. P ma. Right underneath that we'll see P alo again, the boy or the young child, masculine. We're going to keep going down. We're going to see P seal again, the star again. And then Unishti. We all know the hymn Unishti Mysterion. So Unishti. Nishti means great, with the singular, with the singular indefinite article. So a great, and we're talking about this is kind of used in adjectival nature, so an adjective describing the joy. So a great joy. Unishti. Okay. So we still have a little bit of time left, so let's do another page. hopefully we're kind of still reinforcing some of these concepts that we've taken in the first few pages. So hopefully everybody knows Pielo up on the third line there. Pielo. We just took it as the boy or the young child. Someone was asking last week about Maria versus Mariam. So we tend to see Maria in Coptic. Mariam is probably more Arabic in nature and might show up more as Arabic became more predominant. But remember, like we said last time, is the gold standard of the Coptic grammar is from the Coptic New Testament. We're reading the Coptic New Testament, and you won't see Mariam in the Coptic New Testament. You'll see Maria for Mary. So we see Maria over here. Okay. And then the next word we see after Maria is Tif Mav. What does Mav mean? We took that word, I think, for the first week, maybe, or the second week. Mav means mother or mom. Tif we just took today. Tif Mav. It's the feminine. So it has the T in the beginning. It's feminine. And then Tif Mav is the third person possessive adjective. Is the feminine third person possessive adjective with the masculine suffix. Tif Mav means his mother. So talking about Mary is his mother, the mother of who? The boy, which all we know is Jesus. Tif Mav, his mother. Okay. Let's go down to Nu Ahor. So ignore the first N because it's something that's a little bit different. Let's start from the second N. Nu Ahor. Ahor is plural for treasure. A singular for treasure is aho. It's just like when you find something, you say le'eta aho. It's kind of taking the Coptic word for treasure. So when you find something, like you discover a treasure, so you say aho. But in the plural, it's ahor. Ahor. So nu ahor means the plural possessive adjective that we just took today. Nu is their. Ahor, treasures. Their treasures. And then we'll just take maybe the last things here, which are the different gifts here that they presented to Jesus. Han Doron. Han Doron. Doron means it's a Greek word for gifts. So Han is what? Everyone think we took this. It's the plural indefinite article. So some gifts, or you can say just gifts. So they presented him gifts, or they presented him some gifts. So what are the gifts? We've got the three listed off here next. U, Noob. Noob is gold. U is the singular definite article. So they presented him a gold. It doesn't make that so much sense in English, but in Coptic it makes sense. They presented him gold. And then I think we took Nim. So Nim means and, Unub. So they presented him a gold, Nim and, U, Libanos. Libanos. Libanos is like incense. So they presented him gold. We know it as frankincense, but it's basically like incense. Nim u Libanos. Nim and U Shal, a myrrh. Shal is myrrh. So, so we got to see, that we already understand so many different parts of these gospel readings, just from the first 3 or 4 lessons that we've taken. And you'd be surprised, like I was telling you guys, if we just finish this course, the book that we're going through, it was what I used when I first started studying Coptic, and by the time we get to the end of it, we'll easily understand 70 to 80% of Coptic very easily. The last 10 to 20% just comes with practice. But if we learn all these grammar lessons and all these things, then we'll learn it, and hopefully it'll become more straightforward over time. So we can kind of take a pause here, and if anybody has any questions, please send them in. And Tony, if it's possible, if you can pull up somewhere, maybe like the the Lord's Prayer in Coptic, so we can say that at the end again like we had before. And if anyone has any questions, we'll give you a couple minutes to send them in because I know there's a little bit of a time delay. Any questions that were sent in to the administrators?
There's no questions. The only questions were about, I guess the voice was cutting out a little bit, and some people couldn't see the screen in the beginning before I took over.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that's it. I don't know. Do you want to wait a little bit until we get a question? Or do you want
Sure. No, we can wait a couple more minutes. That's okay. Yeah. Again, I apologize about any of the glitches there. I thought it started off working fine, but I don't know what happened as we got started there. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out what's going on with the computer. You're gonna apologize about that. But yeah, if there's any questions about anything we've covered or anything that you guys want to cover or any suggestions other than improving the computer errors, you know, we know we need to improve that, so I apologize. But any questions, comments, suggestions, go ahead and send them in.
There's a question that says, are we answering the homework in Coptic?
Yeah, we probably should, before I forget, there was a little section that I got kind of sidetracked with the computer when I started having computer problems. But if we can open up, if it's possible, we can review the examples before we, at the very end of the lesson, Tony. Sorry about that, it took me a to open it up, but I had to open up my computer, but I can't, I'm not able to.
No, it's okay. So do you want me to open up the
Yeah, if you can go just right into the lesson.
Okay.
And then go to the part where it says examples.
Okay. And this is the definite and indefinite articles homework?
No, the possessive adjectives homework, the one from today.
Is there a homework? Okay, there's a homework in there.
Towards the bottom, it should say means who, and then examples.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me.
Okay. Okay.
Let
Make it a little bit bigger, please. Yeah, perfect. Okay, good. Okay, so we have some examples, and the first thing we're going to start off, it's we want to learn the word ni, and ne, iota, me. It means who. Who. It's different from nem. Nem means and, but we're learning ni. Like from the hymn O Ni Nai. We all know the hymn O Ni Nai from Resurrection. It means oh, who are these? And symphonia is the Greek word for symphony. It's like oh, who are these symphony or the symphony, these symphonies. So o nin. Okay, so let's take the first sentence. Nin pe phi. So nin means who, pe is, and phi we learned means this. So who is this? I think we went over that last time. It's the demonstrative pronoun, so it means this, like the person who's next to me. Who is this? Phi. So if you're answering a question and say the person next to you is your father, so phi means this, masculine. Phi, pe, pa, yot. Pa means my, and yot means father. So this is my father. So you can see here we're starting to have a Coptic conversation. Min pe phi, phi pe pa yot. And remember, when you ask a question, there's an inflection at the end. Min pe phi. Remember, your voice goes up at the end. Phi pe pa yot. Okay. The next question. Min, who, pe is, pi, meaning this, the demonstrative adjective. Romi is man. Min pe pi Romi. Who is this man? And then you're going to answer the question. Pi Romi, this man or this person. Pe is, pa, yot, my father. This man is my father. So another way to ask the questions, remember we said if you use me in the beginning of a sentence, it's not translated, but it signals that you're having a rhetorical question. But in this book, it's not going to, I mean, technically it's for rhetorical questions, but we'll see me in this textbook and many, many, many other textbooks just to signal any question. So we're going to take it as just, one person made a good point to me the other day. Me just considered as like a question mark. We don't translate it, but we know it's a question. So just consider me as a Greek word that just takes the place of a question mark. So me, pai romi, this man, demonstrative adjective, prefix to romi. This man is your father. Pekiot, remember it's the possessive adjective we just took. So question mark, pai romi pe pekiot, me, pai romi pe pekiot. Is this man your father? And then we learned se means yes. So se, pai romi pe paiot. Yes, this man is my father. Pai romi pe paiot. So we'll ask the sentence, or we'll ask it together. Mi pai romi pe pekiot. Se, pai romi pe paiot. Okay, so those are just some examples. And then if we can go to the lesson underneath it. Okay, and so we have the homework assignment here. If we can, this will be kind of our homework assignment. And basically, it says answer the following questions, and it'll be just pretty much exactly like we just did above. So hopefully we didn't lose too many people with all the computer glitches. Again, I apologize. We'll try to work out all these bugs. It's I know it's hard to do it when there's glitches like this, but we'll try to fix that problem. If anyone has any questions, we'll give you a few more seconds, and it's close to 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in some places, so we want to answer any questions. We have a few minutes, and then we'll conclude if there's no further questions.
There was a question, but again, it's just the technical issues. It says the screen is very blurry. I'm not sure if it is only me who sees it like that. I have no idea. Joe, I don't know. Maybe for us it's different than the people viewing on YouTube, but
yeah,
not really sure.
I'm going to do a little bit more testing on my end, so I apologize about that. I'm going to need to do some more testing here and try to fix that before next time.
I guess we should end it in a prayer. Do you want me to bring up Jivinyot?
Yeah, if you can bring it up, our Father in Coptic, and I'd like to at least go over it, once of each time in Coptic, and you'd be surprised if you read with us and go over it with us, you'll learn it. After the next few months, you'll learn it without even really trying. So if we can bring it up. in Coptic, and we'll go over it together here. Okay, so usually we'll just start off with saying, instead of Aritim and Mibsha, we'll say Khenefran, Mifiot, Nimibshiri, Nimbapim Mathawab, Unut Yanut Amin. J, Piniot, Et Khen, Nifi Marif Tuvu, Inje Pekran, Maris E, Inje Tikmet Uru, Petihnak, Marif Shopi, Emefriti Khen Etfe, Nem Hijen Pikahi. Pin Oik, Interasti, Mifnan Mfou, Owo, Pe Niet Eron, Non Evil, Emefriti Hon, Enten Ko Evil, and Mi Ete Wun Entan Erou. Owo, Imper, Enten, Echun, Epirasmus, Allah Nahmen, Evil Ha Bipatou. Chen Bechristos, Isos Ben Shois, Jethok Tetimet Uru, Mintigom, Minpiru, Sha'ene, Intani Ene, Tiro Amin, Chenevran Mefiot, Nimshiri, Nibmathalab, Nuti Ut, Amin. Okay, well, thanks everybody for attending, and Nufri Agor, and we'll see you next time. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them either through the SEOSM's website, and usually I'll get those emails forwarded to me from there. Thanks again, and thank you for being patient with your glitches today.
Joe, it says, is it possible to post the assignment due date next to the assignment link? When is the due date again?
Oh, I think if we can do it so that it's due by the next lesson, that would be great, so that we can always review it. So
The next lesson is Monday?
yeah, so if we can have it due by next Monday, that'd be great.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you very much, and have a good night. No fregor.
Good night, everybody.